tequileros. How are you today? I see that there are 3 people already, and I'm really excited to be here. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you for the congratulations. I'm really excited, and I am also very excited to meet you in a written way, maybe. And Pimienta is over there. She's gonna be probably ignoring us the whole time, but she's here. So I'm so excited and so happy to also show you a little bit of the space where I usually record. You can recognize the bed over there where I do my reactions, and over here the background that I change once and again for the Mexico piece by piece and all the other videos. I hope that you find it interesting to see the space where I usually work. And we're going to be waiting for a little bit more people to join so that we can have a little toast for these 2 years. And in the meantime, I was thinking that I can tell you a couple stories about the time when I was a flight attendant. And I have many stories, and I chose one that you might find interesting, hopefully. But first of all, I would like to know who's around there. I already saw a couple comments, but I want to know who's there. Are you there? Can you tell me where are you watching me from? If you like tequila, I hope you do. And I don't know what else you can tell me about yourselves. I want to know who's watching. And over here, I have a Feliz Aniversario, happy anniversary, because we're celebrating 2 years. Yay! So excited. This is the first time that I am doing a live thing, so I don't know. I'm really excited, but also really nervous because, yes, I don't know what to tell you about. I think while we wait, I will be pouring my tequila because I will be having my favorite tequila, my special extra añejo, 5 years of aging in a French new barrel Cava de Oro, my favorite, absolute favorite tequila. I will be doing that, and let's see. Let's see who's around. Okay. Okay, so this is the beautiful tequila that I will be drinking, Cava de Oro Extra Añejo. And of course, because you know me, I don't like to do shots. So I will be pouring my tequila over here in this long champagne flute. It's perfect to taste all the marvelous flavors of tequila, enjoying the taste and letting it breathe properly as it should. So let me put this back in its place. There we go. I'm running out of tequila. I need to replenish everything. Okay, here is my tequila, and we're gonna be waiting a little bit longer. Maybe we're gonna wait until, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, so that more people join us and we can celebrate all together. Yeah, Pimienta is most definitely gonna be ignoring us. Well, first of all, I want to give you a little bit of context so that you understand my flight attendant stories. I was working in a small regional company, so the planes that I flew were kind of small. One of them was a 99 passenger Embraer 190, and the other one was a 50 passenger Embraer 145. And we used to call them only the 90 and the 45 for easier reference. But mostly, well, one was like tiny, really tiny, and the other one was a little bit bigger. When I started as a flight attendant, as a junior flight attendant, I used to travel only on the 90 in the back, and we were called chicharitas, meaning little peas, because we were kind of green. And after that, when I was up, raised to senior flight attendant. I used to fly mostly in the 45 where I was traveling alone. And whenever I got to fly on the 90, I would be the head of the cabin and I would have two chicharitas under my command. And that was super awesome. But, well, I have a story about a time when we thought that we had a bomb on the plane. And it was stressful and different, but at the same time, at the end, funny. So obviously, it was not a bomb because, hello, I'm here. But yeah, we were finishing service after a round trip from Mexico to Durango, another city that is kind of northeast of the country, not too north, kind of in the middle. And we were coming back from there, and we were supposed to wait a little bit while they cleaned the plane, and we were heading out again. I honestly don't remember where to, but the cleaning crew was in the cabin. So after the passengers leave, we're supposed to make a little quick, review to check that nobody forgot anything, that there's nobody else on the plane, like everybody's already left. And after we did that, one of the cleaning ladies came to tell us, hey, there is something suspicious underneath all the blankets at the back of the plane. We know that we're not supposed to touch anything, so if you can come and, check out what's going on there. And I was like, okay, that sounds suspicious. So let's go and check what's going on. So we went there and we went to one of the head compartments in the way back in the left side. Well, no, right side of the plane, because when you're looking backwards, it's kind of the opposite. And we saw that there was this bag with something inside, wrapped in newspapers underneath like 3 or 4 blankets. So it was kind of hidden and it was very suspicious. So according to our procedures, we didn't touch anything and we called for the airport security guys, because when you are on the airport, you don't have to do it yourself. You have someone that is kind of specialized in that. So that we called them, and there were 3 officers and 1 dog that were gonna be there trying to find out if that was a bomb or not. And we were very nervous because, it's an airplane and there are things that can blow up more when they're there, like, for example, fuel. So we were waiting for them to check. And after they saw that everything was kind of suspicious, but they couldn't really see what it was because it was so high up, they decided to bring in the dog to smell it first before they started handling it. And oh boy, that was so complicated to make the dog, it was a Labrador, reach the overhead compartment. We were trying to, well, not we, the officers were trying to pick up the dog and put it inside of the overhead compartments. But the dog was big and heavy and was kind of nervous, so he didn't want to move and go in there. So we ended up having one of the trolleys of the galley pulled out onto the aisle so that the dog could, from there, jump to the overhead compartment and smell. Oh boy, poor dog, he was terrified. He was terrified because the cart was all shaky. It's not meant to step on it, so it kind of moves. But it managed to reach the overhead compartment, smelled, and went down. All of that was achieved without the crew or the cleaning crew, flight crew or cleaning crew inside of the plane. We were waiting outside, but we could see through the windows how the dog was all shaky. And well, it was nothing. At the end, after the dog didn't smell anything suspicious, they took it and opened it to see what it was, and it was just a souvenir. It was a mug that someone bought as a souvenir in Durango. It even said Durango and forgot it on the plane because probably someone put blankets on top of it and it was just a forgotten item. But the poor dog had to go through a very interesting adventure because of someone forgetting the souvenir that they bought. So yeah, but the funniest part I think is that when we came back, we had to open both doors to create a little bit of current because the plane really smelled a lot like dog. Like poor animal was so nervous that all the plane was stinking like dog. Oh god. It was so fun. And at the end we didn't have to do anything, crazy because there was nothing really suspicious there. And that was good news. Most definitely, that was good news. So I think 10 minutes after we started this, we can make our first cheer for these 2 years together. And hopefully, that you have been enjoying the content that I create. I know that not everything that I do is reactions, which is what most of you are looking for. But I do want you to know my country and to learn about tequila a little bit more. So I will continue to do a little bit of that and a little bit of the other. And yeah, let's see what happens in these days. Oh, thank you. Yes, Pimienta is really cute. Pimienta. She's not in the mood of participating. Sorry. But let's say cheers for 2 years. And oh, thank you. I appreciate the people who likes my channel and let me know. And thank you so much. Well, for 2 years and many more of good content, an awesome audience, and to feel your love, guys, because without you, tequileros, this channel would just not exist. You make it, not me. Thank you so much. Cheers. Mm, it's the most delicious one, I swear. Well, I don't know what else I can tell you. Yay! Let me know what you're drinking. I want to know what you're drinking, guys. I'm taking tequila. You might be taking water or another drink, maybe soda, juice, milk. I don't know. Let me know. Preferably something a little bit stronger like this. Probably if you like tequila, tequila, and if not, maybe you're drinking whiskey or cognac or wine. Wine is really delicious. Or, for example, I have my coffee maker over here, and I usually have a coffee ready for whenever I feel like I need to wake up a little bit more, or just because I like it. So I have some coffee ready there and some milk. So after my delicious tequila, I plan to drink a little bit of coffee. And let me think, which other aviation related story you might find interesting? Or let me know, maybe you want to hear from something else. Maybe you want to hear from my times as a flight attendant or the times that I was working at the shop. It was super interesting. Oh, you know what? Actually, when I was working at the store, I was lucky enough to see several famous people. Most of them were Mexican, so probably you won't know them. But one that was not Mexican, and I was really surprised to have the chance of helping, was Robert Redford and his wife. And she's so sweet. She's a fantastic person. She's so nice. And he was very nice in a different way. Like, when you walk into a store, well, not you, a couple walks into a store and the guy is like impatient and just wants to get done with the shopping, and the wife just want to continue shopping for, I don't know, hours. He was very patient. He was sitting on a sofa somewhere there, just chilling while his wife was trying on clothes and checking for different sizes and was checking the jewelry and all the aircrafts. And I was going crazy explaining all the, for example, ritual art, like my necklace over here, explaining the different meanings and the patterns and explaining where this piece came from and that one came from, and like all the background behind the aircrafts, and helping her try new, like finding sizes to try on and stuff like that. And he was just chilling there. The thing is that well, the last time that I saw him on a movie, he didn't look the way that he did live. He definitely looked much older. So I didn't quite recognize him, and I felt a little bit guilty because I only find out who they were when they were about to pay. And I was like, yeah, sure, can I charge to your room, or do you prefer to pay by card? They were like, no, you can charge it to a room. Okay, thank you. May I have your room number, please? Yeah, sure. It's blah blah blah. I don't remember the number. And when I put them, and I was like, oh, Mrs. Redford. Oh, Mrs. Redford. Sorry, it's gonna be blah blah blah, whatever. And she paid, and that's until then that I look at him and I was like, oh my god, that's him. That's Robert Redford, and I didn't realize. My mom loves him, and it would have been nice to talk a little bit more, talk a little bit with him because I didn't actually talk with him at all. But I guess it was better that I didn't recognize him because maybe they go to precisely the hotel that I used to work at to get some privacy because this hotel is famous for keeping it, like keeping privacy as one of the main um, comforts that you can enjoy while you're there. So yeah, it was fun. One person that I didn't know before, now I do. But also in the plane, I met many Mexican actors and actresses and singers and comedians. I saw a few comedians also. It was so much fun. It's such a shame that I cannot tell you the stories like with the same feeling because you probably don't know them, so you're not gonna know what who I am talking about. If I tell you that I had Barbara Mori, or I had oh, maybe Diego Luna. I did have Diego Luna in the plane, and I think you might know him because he was in one of the latest Star Wars movies. Sorry, I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I don't know which one is the last one, or if it was one before that one. I have no idea. Maybe I should watch all the movies and get up to speed. But yeah, I am more of a Star Trek fan, not that much of a Star Wars. Don't hate me. It's different franchise, and I think both of them are really interesting. I just enjoy Star Trek more. I don't know, but who else I got that you might know? Not really many people that you might know. I had Ana Claudia Talancon. I had Sergio Goyri. I had Hey R. Thank you. Thanks for loving my channel. I love making it. I don't know who else. From international artists, I didn't have many. Oh, Diego Verdaguer is international, although it's still Hispanic. Diego Verdaguer and Amanda Miguel, I had them 3 times actually on the plane. And I had Jorge Falcon, that you might not know. It's so annoying. You don't know them because they are Mexican, or maybe you know them. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you know the people that I am talking about. Maybe I'm assuming incorrectly that you don't know them and you actually do. That might be the case. I'm so terrible. Mm, but yeah, and let me think. What other story can I tell you about my flying times? Um, Oh, dog related. Another story about a dog in the plane, but this time was a service dog. It was a blind girl that was flying with her service dog, and the poor dog had a hard time because we were on the 45, the 50 passenger plane, and it was kind of really hard for the poor dog to fit into those tiny aisles in front of her feet, but it was very well behaved. And I don't know. I think that was the only time that I got pets on the plane. Um, Hi, Skin to News Your Skin. Nice to meet you. Welcome aboard. Glad you like it. Um, yeah, service dogs were not really common when I was flying, and we couldn't take mascots, no, pets sorry, Spanish in my brain. Pets. We couldn't have pets on board. I know that they do have the policy for having them now. I'm not thrilled about it because they are safer on cargo. But as an animal lover, I love the idea that the animals are not as stressed because they are with the owners. But at the same time, they are safer in cargo. So I don't know. When I brought her from Playa del Carmen, she was in cargo. Yeah, and probably really stressed out, but but it was safer for her. And yeah, let me think because I really don't know what else to tell you. I would love for you guys to make some questions that I can answer, and I don't know. Let me know if you have anything that you would like to know because I'm running out of subjects and I will start drinking tequila and probably getting drunk, and that's not the idea. The idea is to celebrate only. Mm, mm. I just love my tequila so much. I'm, oh, by the way, I'm remaking my series of tequila. Well, not series. I had a video at the beginning of my channel with all information about tequila. The video is horrible, I know. Sorry. That was like my second or third video, something like that. So I didn't know how to handle the autofocus. So the image is kind of jumpy. And then I was filming on my living room, and the echo is just wow, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. It's just they're so intense. Um, so I was rewatching it and I decided that I needed to come up with something better. So I'm remaking it, but this time it's going to be several videos. I will be delivering it into more, digestible capsules. So actually for next week you will be having what is tequila and how it is made. If you are curious to learn a little bit more about it, I will suggest that you click on the bell so that it will notify you whenever I upload it. And after that, we're going to be learning about the kinds of tequilas, the classes of tequila, and how to pair it with, how to recognize a good bottle of tequila, what to look for to know that you are buying a good tequila. And what else? What else? I think the pairing is the part that excites me the most because I do not plan to make it only with my experience. I will be talking to some other people, and I'm working on getting a few interviews with people that is on the tequila business industry, like in the core of the industry, distillery owners and cocktail makers and stuff like that. How do you know mixologist? Mixologist, sorry. My English is just leaving me because I'm nervous. I'm still very nervous. I'm so happy to be making already 2 years. It feels like it was just, I don't know, a couple months ago that I decided to start filming and uploading content, and then the movie reactions were something that I was very interested in, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to make them because when I watch movies on my own, I am usually very quiet and expressionless most of the times. I can be very stressed and excited or whatever. And besides laugh out loud or something like that, I usually do not talk or I don't know, express too much. So I was not sure if I was gonna be able to make reactions because I wanted to train a little bit on expressing with my face what I was feeling on the inside, and I think I've come a far way. That, and also let me tell you that I hate crying in public. I don't like for people to watch me cry. And look what I've been doing with you guys. I've been putting myself out there crying like a real Mary Magdalene. Every time that I have to watch an aviation related movie, usually I end up crying. Or a movie from Disney. Yeah, I usually cry a lot. And especially like, for example, United 93. Oh my God, that was so hard to film. I just couldn't stop thinking if I had been there, the stress of knowing that you're not going to survive, that your odds are completely against you, and still try to do your best, to still try to fight till the end. Ah, that was so touching, so moving. And I don't know, it was crazy, but I've been getting used to the idea of crying in public. I mean, a few thousand of you are watching my videos. Thank you so much. But I do not enjoy the part where I have to cry in public, but I still do it because I think it's also very important that I can share a little bit of knowledge that I have with you. Like, for example, with Encanto or with Coco, there were things that some of you, I know that most of my audience is in US, UK, and Australia. And I know that you are not very familiar with how Latin people do things or feel things in a way. And I thought that it was very interesting that I could share with you guys a little insight as a Latina, as a Mexican, of what the things that you're watching there mean. You know, for us Latinos to watch the grandmother take out her shoe and start chasing someone with it, it's very comic and, you know, like not intense at all. It's kind of normal. And I realized that thanks to that movie, I realized that there are many other cultures that have that same thing, but apparently not Americans or Europeans. But in Asia, we have a lot of people that has a common um, strong mothers kind of culture in the families. I love that. I love that in many places, even if it is not exactly matriarchy, it still kind of works like that. And well, I would say that here in Mexico kind of works like that because even if the man is the head of the family, usually it's the wife who's gonna take the last decision in most things. At least the ones that are the more important, I would say. Especially with kids, the children's decisions are usually made by the moms for sure. And it was very interesting to see that that's something that we share in many cultures, both with your comments and also watching the reactions of other reactors, because believe it or not, I do watch many other YouTubers out there and I like to see what they are doing. Although, for example, when I do a movie reaction, I don't like to watch reactions of those people or anyone until Hi, Aran! Hello! Welcome! I don't like to watch other YouTubers' reaction until I finish editing my own, and once it's done, then I go ahead and check it. Hi, Hector! Thanks. I will take advantage that there is a little bit more people again, and cheers for 2 years and many more. I hope it all depends on you guys. Spread the word. Tell the world that we need more tequileros in this community. A movie called Plane from Gerard Butler. I will have to check it out. I haven't heard about that one. Plane. I will try to find it and see if I can make a reaction of it. I will check it out, Danan. Thank you so much. And for the ones that just arrived, Pimienta is over there napping and waiting for you to pose some questions that I can ask, that I can answer, not ask, because I'm just talking and mumbling because I don't really know what to talk about. Thank you. Nice to see you too. And yeah, you missed my flight attendant story, but you can go back and watch the beginning of the transmission and check it out. And I'm trying to think of another story that I can tell you about my flying times because I think those are the more entertaining ones. And I just remember one time, this is a story that is a little bit nasty in a way. So we were traveling from Mexico City to Merida, which is in the south of Mexico, like the peninsula in the south, um, southeast. Yeah, southeast. And we were going to Merida. From Mexico City is about 3 hours flight, 2 hours and a half or 3 hours, depending on the wind. And we were boarding, and I remember that I was assigned to the middle of the plane, so I was greeting people to come over, like, hi, welcome. Do you know where your seat is? Oh yeah, perfect. Go ahead, welcome, blah blah blah. Just smiley. And I noticed that there was a guy with his hands with some sort of deformity. And because I was very well taught at home, I tried not to stare because, it's rude. So I just saw him and I was like, okay, noted. And I continued to scan other people. Now it's important because when we are receiving the passengers, we're not just checking you out. We are actually checking for, like possible. Thank you, Nico. We're checking for possible threats or possible people that it might cause some trouble during the flight, or even we're checking for people that is going to be able to help us in the case of an emergency. So we're checking everyone out to see, sort, to know who's there, who's where, and etc. So after we finished boarding, we were getting ready to head to the runway so that we could take off. And a lady came to see us in the back of the plane. I was still a chicharita, meaning junior flight attendant, and we went to the back, and she went to the back and asked us if she could change seats because someone around where she was sitting really smelled like poop. And we were like, okay, we only have 3 empty seats, but yeah, sure, go ahead, you can take whichever seat is available. And we were kind of caught off guard because of the comment, because she said that someone smelled like poo and it was strong enough for her to change seats. So we went and tried to, like make a little pass around the cabin so that we could check it out. And oh my god, the smell was so bad. You have no idea. Like, it really smelled like there was a bathroom in the middle of the aisle. It was so bad, so bad. And the problem is that we were already in the head of the runway, and we already knew that because it was Mexico City, if we didn't take off in that moment, we were going to be delayed like 3 hours or something like that. So we took off. We took off, and once we were um, on cruise, a couple more people came and say, hey, it smells really bad in the cabin. Is there something you can do? And we were like, well, not really, but what did you have in mind? Can you change seats? And we knew that there were only 3 available seats and one person had already switched, so there were not many opportunities, to move people around. And when we find out where the problem was exactly where this guy with his hands with a little deformity was sitting. So we guess it was him, but the whole time, the 2 hours of the flight, we were struggling with the smell. It was so bad that we ended up going with the service. We started passing. We took our personal, like body spray, and we went back. We went to take the trolley to the head of the plane so that we could start service. And in the passing, we were just like discreetly spraying everywhere, and everybody was like, thank you, like really mumbling thank you or making gestures because the smell was so bad. So by the time that we were given the service, we were handing out napkins with a little bit of body spray in it so that they could smell into that, because at some point there are 23 rows in a 190 Embraer plane. And I believe that at least 15 of those 23 had a very bad smell because of this guy. I don't know why, but he apparently pooped in his pants and still boarded. I don't know what happened. Like, really horrible. So we had to spend the 2 hours smelling that. Plus, we could go back to the galley in the back of the plane and not smell it anymore. But the rest of the passengers, they had to stay there around him. We could move just a few people, like not many. And most of them had to deal with the smell. It was so bad, but they knew it was not our fault. They knew it was, you know. life. Someone sick, whatever. So yeah, we were there handling it as best as we could with the body spray. Every few minutes, we will just pass by and spray a little bit more, and spray a little bit more, and spray a little bit more, and a little bit more, so that people could deal with that. It was horrible, horrible. I still remember that, and that was probably in my first 6 months of flying. It was memorable for the wrong reasons, but memorable still. So yeah, when we landed, the captain, we were supposed to leave the plane and go to the hotel because we were staying over there, and the captain was like, why were all the passengers like so agitated and so weird? And we had to tell him like, I think someone put in the plane and it smells horrible. And I also made sure to tell the maintenance guys to open all the windows possible, like in the emergency exits and the all the doors on the plane and everything, so that like vented. It needs desperately to be vented. So yeah, and then the captain didn't believe us, and he was like, "Oh, it couldn't be that bad." And we were like, "Yeah, really? Well, dare you to walk all the way back." He walked like 6 aisles, and he was like, "Oh my god, this smells so bad." And he went out. It was like, "How did you manage? How did you manage to control and to handle it?" Oh my god, it was so terrible. It was really, really stinky and horrible. But life, sometimes you can control it. I don't know why this person decided to travel like that. It must have been just as uncomfortable for him as it was for everybody else, if not more. But I'm guessing he was sick. Who knows? But for the moment, I have a stinky story to tell you about. Oh boy, that needs a little more tequila. Mm. So, guys, I've been here for 30 something minutes and you're not asking me things. Ask me something, please. Let me know what you want to know. And 2 years is a lot of time. Well, it's a lot for me. I know that there are YouTubers that have been there for, I don't know, 10, 12, 14 years before YouTube was even a thing. But for me, 2 years is a lot. It's a lot, guys. I'm so happy. So happy. Anniversary. Yeah, woohoo. Oh my god. I don't know what else to tell you. I think I'm less, probably thanks to the tequila, but I think I'm less nervous now, but I'm running out of ideas of what to tell you. So if I don't get any more questions in the next, I don't know, 5 minutes, I think we're gonna close this live transmission and we're just gonna wait for the next video to come out. Are you excited for the next video? I am excited about the next videos. I actually am excited about the whole next 5 or 6 videos because I also have Maverick, Top Gun Maverick reaction coming up. And oh, I have it here. I 1 second. Ah, okay. So I have one less light. Come on, what's going on with you? It died. Okay, my light died. So now I have one less light. But it's okay. It doesn't matter because I have you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining me in this anniversary. And with my last little sip of tequila, let's say one more time, happy 2 years anniversary. Mm. Ooh, I love this tequila. For those who arrived later, I was drinking Cava de Oro Extra Añejo because that is my most fabulously delicious and favorite tequila. And I need to buy a new bottle. Actually, it's the one over here, right in the corner. And as you can see, I already finished the Añejo, so I already bought a new one. But I have the extrañejo reposado en blanco to be replaced. I need to do that anytime soon. Okay, I feel a little bit ridiculous right now because I'm talking to myself. You are not talking to me, guys. What's going on? Don't be like that. I already shared a couple stories. What about you? Tell me something about yourselves. Tell me, where are you watching from? How long have you been watching my videos? Or maybe you can ask something. Hi, Sophie. Welcome to this live transmission to the second anniversary. Let me know. And while you think a little bit about it, I will be serving a little bit coffee over here. Mm, with my beautiful cantarito over here. I love it. It's my favorite ever. And I have some coffee here. Oops. My coffee and some milk. Delicious. Okay. Do you like my balloons? I'm really happy with my balloons. I love them. They have a beautiful color and they are see-through. And you know the best part about them? I made them. I went to this place in Mexico that is called Fantasias Miguel, and they sell all sorts of handcraft kind of materials so that you can do anything yourself. And I saw those balloons and I was like, oh, that looks really fun. And when you buy things, they give you a free class to make anything you want. So I decided that I wanted to make these very fun see-through balloons with thingies inside. And I bought everything that I needed and I created my very own see-through balloons with some I don't even know what these things are called, but they are so pretty, like really so pretty. Well, I think they are so pretty. Oops, oops. Okay, I'll stop playing with my balloons. That didn't come out right. Okay, so because it is thank you, Sophie. I appreciate it very, very much. I love creating content for you guys. I really do. And I would love to know what would you like to see in this channel. I I was telling you before that I'm creating these small related to tequila videos where I will be telling you about all that there is to know about tequila in smaller, more digestible capsules of information. But I would like to know, Aran already mentioned a movie, Plane with Gerard Butler, but if there are also movies or shows that you want me to react to, or I don't know, I would like to know what else you would like me to work on. I'm also working in another Mexico piece by piece future video. The next state is Morelos. And well, for those who don't know, I live in Jalisco, and I decided to skip Jalisco on the Mexico piece by piece because I want to make the footage myself. For the other ones, I use other YouTubers' content, small samples, so that I can show you everything that there is to know and do and eat in whatever in all the states in Mexico. But for Jalisco, I want to do it myself. But it's not easy and it's not fast, so it will probably take a little bit more time. But I'm still working on that one and also on the next one that is gonna be Morelos and many others. Hey, muchas gracias. Thank you. I love the decoration. I was so excited decorating for you guys. And Pimienta is very intent on ignoring me. I think whenever I'm recording, she's in a bad mood because I think she doesn't like that I am talking loud. But anyway, it's tequileros time, right? It's not pimientas time, so we don't care about that. Well, I think, guys, it's time for me to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining today's celebration of the second anniversary of the Tequila Princess channel. I cannot tell you how grateful I am for all of you, for your views, for your support, for your likes. If you're sharing it with more people, I'm more definitely super grateful. And I love making this content and I love seeing that you actually enjoy it. So, I will be seeing you probably sometime in the future with another live transmission. Probably not very soon, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me in this celebration, and I will be seeing you anytime soon. So let's close this the same way that I do with my videos. Let's do it the proper way. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you next time. Tequila Princess, out. Bye. Oh, you would like me to react to the Fablemans. Okay. My pleasure. Glad you like the stories. I will check out the two suggestions. Thank you so much and see you later.